Good afternoon, I'm Gary.
Good afternoon, I'm Diana.
So we're going to try and explain to you how we did the booking ready for Disney. Trust me, it wasn't easy and we may not be getting it correct, but this is how we did it, and there are thousands of YouTubers out there that all do it different ways. So I don't think there's really any right or any wrong ways of doing it. It's what suits you. So initially you have to go and look at what dates you can do. Bearing in mind, when we're going in August, it's the highest price because kids are off school. Now, if you're lucky enough to take kids out of school, you're going to get a discount. But bearing in mind, America has different holidays than we do. Thanksgiving, all different kinds of holidays. So bearing in mind, and spring break, that's another big one. Bearing in mind, you may not be sort of on holiday over here, but they could be over holiday on there, and you're going to get hammered with price. So booking. Now, we did several different, we done it about 3 months run up to actually booking it, all different prices and things like that. I'm a very sort of particular. I will go to 20 different companies, write the prices down, see what I'm getting from each one of them, and then go from there. So we did the usual BA, Virgin, TUI. We did Thomas Cook, but lucky enough we didn't go with them. And they were all coming out within about 1,000 of each other. Now we're going smack bang middle of August, so we knew straight away we were going to get hammered with the price. We knew roughly how much we wanted to pay, and we went from there. So BA come in, I think, at the cheapest out of a lot of them, and you're looking, we booked 14 days. We want a villa, so that was coming in about 7,500, 8,000. Virgin was slightly higher. They were coming in between 8,500 and 9, and TUI were about the same as Virgin. Thomas Cook was, I think, coming in about the same as BA. So then we thought, right, that's fairly expensive because that's just villa and flights and car hire. Obviously we were looking to get a car hire in with that. So went back, see if we could adjust things. If you adjust things by a week, you'll be surprised how much you save. Literally, for us, smack bang in the middle of August is peak. But over in America, obviously, they start to go back to schools and high schools and things like that earlier than us. So halfway through our holiday, they go back to school. So we noticed that we adjusted it slightly by a few days, our price dropped a little bit. So then we were toying with the idea, and it's like 8,000, that's a lot of money. Before you even think about food and things like that, we did the Disney dining and staying on a Disney site. We didn't want to do staying on a Disney site because we're doing Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Gatorland, and we wanted to explore a little bit. So we didn't want to felt like we were tied down to one hotel. So this is when the fun began. So we had all these prices and we were, maybe this isn't for us. And then I got a few contracts and breaks and opened up a few avenues for me, which enabled us to go, okay, this is affordable. One day on Facebook, this advertiser, and I can't stress enough, I wouldn't normally click onto anything on Facebook. I hate Facebook. But it came up with Oceans, Florida. Never heard of them before, but they were quoting that we can beat everyone else. And so, oh, that's okay. Then I did my research. Got the company, make sure it was an official company first of all. Didn't go through their links, come away from their links, and then went on Google and started it. Made sure they were a registered company, got all the reviews, TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor for me is the Bible. It will tell you if there's something up, it will tell you everything you need to know to an extent. So then I checked, it sounds slightly over the top, but I checked the I think it's FIPO, basically the trust advisor, and it's saying checked it was registered, and then went to look at the reviews. And that's before I even contacted the company. So once I found out they were a legit company and they're based in Florida and they're based here in the UK. The UK is their main call centre. If you're over Florida, they have call centres over there, but you get mainly put back over to the UK. So I phoned them up, told them exactly what we wanted. We wanted 14 days minimum. We wanted car hire. We wanted a villa. So they come back with a price, and it come in about 7,000. So it's okay, you're beating the rest, but I want to see what advantage and what discount I can get. So I politely said, okay, I'll let me think about it and I'll come back. Within 20 minutes, I had an email offering me more discount, and emailed the wife and said to her, look, this company's come in, I've checked them, blah, 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 blah. And they're coming now at 6,000. Now, bearing in mind, that is now about 2,000 less than the BA. My wife said, well, phone them up, talk to them, see what it's going. So I phoned them back up and I said, okay, that's a good price. Tried to haggle sort of on the flights and things like that. The flights weren't great. The flights were with Norwegian. I've never flown Norwegian, and at that time Norwegian had just got all their Dreamliners, but all the Dreamliners with Norwegian have been recalled because of problems. So, and then sort of researched on, you're very patient by the way, Norwegian. I was okay, asked if I could go for a different airline, and they do all the airlines, but it was going to be an increase of about £400 a person. So okay, I'll stick with Norwegian. As long as they got 2 wings and an engine and fly us in the right direction, what can go wrong? So then we talked about payment plans. They turned around and said, you can pay in one go, you can pay in instalments, but you have to put a deposit down. And the deposit was £125 a person. Okay, that's not a problem. Then you get so much time to pay it. So it's okay. Paid the deposit, got all the emails, went through. I mean, you get things like we got with ours, obviously you get free car hire with Alamo. You do get to pick your car also. Now we've picked a Dodge Caravan minivan because, I mean, there's only 4 of us going, but with all the luggage and things like that, plus I like big cars. You can go for cheaper ones, but they are smaller. You've got to think about what you can get in your car. So if there's 4 of you going and you've got 4 big suitcases and you've got 4 handbags, sort of cabin bags, you're going to struggle to fit them in. But bearing in mind, you only need the space to and from the airport. But I wanted a minivan, the minimum, or if they offer me an Explorer or something bigger, then we'll go for that. So booked it, no problem. The guy was happy, sort of talked me through it. We was on the phone for nearly 2 hours. I know it sounds a long time, but I wanted to make sure what I was getting for my money. So we went through it, and I got all the emails through, and so it's booked. So yeah, we booked for the 5th of August. And then it's just me and the wife sat down, worked out a payment plan of how we can pay it, because you can pay it, I think you've got until 12 weeks before you fly to pay. So for us, we booked it, I think 485 days ahead. So we knew every month we pay X amount off, and because I'm a self-employed contractor, if I got more work, then I'd boost the payments. So that was all done. And then the panic set in. We thought that was the holiday done. We could sit back, and bearing in mind we have travelled, we could sit back and relax and enjoy and just do a few vlogs. No, never known the planning having to go into a holiday or anything. We planned our wedding. It wasn't as stressful as planning for Disney. You have to plan everything. You have to plan your passes. You have to plan where you want to go. And that's without even going into, obviously you've got the kids and the pace that's got to be set. So we're going in August. And that is hurricane season, things like that. That doesn't bother us. If people in Florida can live there, then we can certainly holiday there. So I've got a little list. So if I look down, I'm just looking at my little checklist. So we know it's going to be hot. Now, bearing in mind, the wife and I have been to places like Dubai, can't get much hotter than that. From what we understand, the humidity is going to be a big factor. Now, the kids have been to Europe and places like that. I don't think they're used to the heat. So we've factored into that. On one of my next vlogs, I'm going to show you, we've got neck fans and things like that. We'll go into that one a sort of bit later on. But bear in mind the time of year, and it's going to be hot and things like that. So we had our budget, holiday was paid for. Then we looked into what did we want to do. Did we want to do just Disney? A lot of people do just Disney. Did we want to do Universal? The wife had already picked out, she wanted to do things like Gatorland and SeaWorld. SeaWorld is a big one for us because we love that sort of thing. So we sat down and we wrote out, right, so you've got Disney World, then all the little Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, all that inside. And Universal, so you got Universal and Island Adventures. And then we want SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, then we wanted Gatorland, and I think that's it. So we sat down and worked out, right, so we got 15 days in Florida. Bearing in mind, traveling, kids are going to be tired, things like that. So that shortens it. Then we worked out, okay, so if we do X amount of days with Disney, X amount of days with Universal. SeaWorld, we want to do for 2 days. Busch Gardens was just a 1 day thing. And Gatorland, from what we understand, is a day, sort of morning, afternoon, it doesn't really matter. So then you have to book the tickets for that. There's several companies. You can book direct, and yet again, I went back into it and I looked at, right, okay, what price can Disney give me? What price can Universal give me? Direct. What do I get free? What offers? Things like that. And then you get onto all the travel agents. What do they offer? Now, I know we booked with Oceans Florida, they also do it. But we want to see if we get different offers and things like that. So we knew roughly what days we wanted where. Then you look into the tickets. It's almost as expensive as the holiday. So, budget. If you've only got X amount, then go, okay, I've only got X amount to spend on tickets. If it means we have to shorten, like Disney, because Disney do not offer offers on their tickets. They are roughly the price you set. You get things like the Memory Maker, Fast Passes, which are standard anyway. But don't expect to get major discounts off Disney. Universal, on the other hand, do a lot of offers. 2 for 1, 3 for 2. But you've also got to watch with Disney, with Universal. If you want to jump park to park, that's a separate ticket. If Fast Passes, I'll get onto that at the end, that's a whole new ball game at Universal. So we sat down, we knew our budget, and we clicked on a few different sites. The best one for us was attractions tickets. We put in, right, okay, we want this amount, what can they offer? And it worked out, it's the 14-day pass. I think it's called the Disney, it's called the Ultimate Freedom. So you can go to Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Aquatica, and the other water parks for 14 days, unlimited. And the main key is Universal, you can jump park to park. Because if you go direct with Universal and you buy a 2-park ticket, so it's spread over 2 days, you can't jump park to park. And so look on your tickets before you buy. So we looked at what attractions was, and trust me, once we got the price of attractions, we then went back to these other travel agents to see if it was any cheaper. No. We paid just over 3,000 for our tickets. Yes. So we went with attractions, and yet again, you put a deposit down, and then you can pay over a certain amount of time. There's no sort of, oh my god, I've got to get fined 3,000. Let me break into the piggy banks and find 3,000. No. So you pay your deposit and then you can pay it off in your own time. Then we looked at what you get. So you get, with Disney, you get the free Memory Maker photo pass, which for us is a bonus because we do like taking pictures. You get obviously the fast pass with Disney, and you get when they send you don't get your tickets until you actually pay. And once you've fully paid your bill, it's normally 10 to 14 days. But they send you an email, let you know, and then it comes by courier, and then that's where the fun begins. You have to sit and wait for couriers. But I didn't mind waiting. Because I'm self-employed, I took the morning off, waited in for the courier because I thought I'm not losing these tickets. So when you get your tickets with attractions, you get obviously a nice little pouch. You get your little wallet, and something slightly disappointing. We get, so you Disney give you nice hard plastic cards. We plan on the day we get there, because we also got Star Wars magic bands. So when we get there, we plan on getting the magic bands that we got given with attractions. You don't get until you get there. Disney will not send magic bands to the UK. So we plan on swiping these, getting our magic bands, and then using the magic bands. Easier, but solid plastic. So you get the nice, pretty patterned ones, and then the kids can fight on what one they want. Because then you have to load it onto My Disney app. Then we got, obviously, tickets for SeaWorld and Universal. So Universal, bearing in mind, we pretty much base Universal the same as Disney. Big parks and things like that. Our tickets come like that. Slightly disappointing, Universal, because paper. So bearing in mind, when you're on the parks, you're going to get wet. We had to get lanyards, waterproof lanyards. If you haven't got them, and they're just in your pocket, things like that, if they get wet, then you're in trouble. So we got waterproof lanyards. We'll show that on another vlog to seal these. So that's slightly disappointing, but it is what it is. Then we got SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, and Aquatica. And who else does it cover? Aquatica, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens. Yet again, paper. So being SeaWorld and things like that, all the water rides, you're going to get wet again. It's like, right, we can't afford for these to get soggy and things. So we've got waterproof lanyards for them. You also get, for the little one here, was desperate for it, you get a signature book. So when you obviously go around Disney and places like that, you can get Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse to sign off something. A nice little keepsake. Then obviously then you get your Memory Maker that you load up with your My Disney app, and that was our wristband we got, and then just a letter explaining it. So that was that. So we were happy with that, and what I was saying, once you paid it off, you get all this sent to you. So that was that. So bearing in mind, set yourself a budget, work out what you want to do, because you can get smaller passes for less time. So work out, you might not even want to do things like Universal and things like that. It's worth, I'll be honest, the SeaWorld tickets opens up at Aquatica and Busch Gardens, they're all linked. And with them you get free parking, whereas Disney and Universal you pay for your parking. So, know your budget, know what you want, and then go from there. And this isn't a quick thing. Don't rush into buying anything, sit and work it out, because you have time. Unless you plan on going next week, you have time. Sit and work out exactly what you want. There's nothing worse than booking it, paying for it, and then having to adjust it. The one thing I will say with attractions, and you think, like me, you think, what if the price goes down? It did. It went down twice. The first time it was, I think, about £120 it went down. Emailed them and said, look, the price has dropped. What can you do about it? They emailed back saying, that's not a problem. You'll get charged £25 admin. It gets taken off your discount, basically. And then you'll get the rest discounted off the total. This was obviously before we finished paying for it. Done that, no problem. They discounted it and readjusted the price. And then about 3 weeks before we finished paying, another discount came on, and it worked out another £75 discount. You get your £25 taken off that again. So every time you adjust it, it's £25. So make sure it's worth contacting them and things like that, because they will take £25 directly off the discount. And then we got discounted again. So all in all, I think it was about £200 we got discounted from the time we bought to the time we paid, which is worth it. Keep an eye on it. It's always worth, because there's so many offers coming out, and they do honour, if it goes down, then they will discount you. So that's that. Let me just scroll through. So yeah, go back through it, work out the time of year. If you can go certain times of year, that works out cheaper. There are apps around where it tells you the cheaper prices. Work out how long you can go for. Personally, for us, 14 days was minimum. For the 9.5 hour flight over there, we didn't want to go for any less. Love to go for longer, but the work wouldn't let us. So, and then work out because you can stay at Disney or Universal, works out more expensive, but you might get your free meal plan and things like that. But we want the villa away from the park, so if we wanted a rest day, we could sit and chill by the pool and do nothing, as it's a holiday. So, and then work out also, I mean, we can drive, so we want to hire a car. You can get Uber and a few other different companies out there, and obviously Disney do run buses everywhere, so many buses and transport. You're not going to be stuck, so bear that in mind. Obviously set yourself a realistic target of what you want to pay, and then it comes to how much you want to spend. Don't be sort of fall into, it's like a British holiday, we can go and get a bag of chips. It's more expensive over there. As we found out, so you sit down at a restaurant and your bill comes in, and then they put, not like us where VAT's added and things like that, their tax is added on after. So your bill comes in and it's $100, then you've got to add your tax. Then you got to add service charge. Now, we always tip, assuming the service is good, but it's almost frowned upon if you don't. So they normally go between 17% to 20%. And as we've seen, they do tell you, they give you a breakdown of 3 different tips. 20%, I think it's like 18 and then 16, things like that. It tells you how much. But add that into your food costs, because that then puts the bill by another 20%. So work that out. So then sort of plan on how much you've got to spend. Obviously you've got to eat. For us, because we've got the car hire, obviously the first thing we do is Walmart, stock up on food. We're not going to do Universal, do dining plans, not worth it. We are going to do the SeaWorld eat for the whole day. I think it's about $38 per person. You're going to get your money. So work out your budget on that. You've got the malls and shopping and things like that as well. So work out your budget, but don't make it really unrealistic. I think one of my daughters turned around and said, "Are we taking $15,000? No." But she wanted to shop. It's like, that's not realistic. When the holidays costing us the best part of 10,000. Sorry, that was my washing machine just trying to do an R2D2 and walk out the room. So have a realistic budget. Do not do it to the point where towards the end of paying for it, you're going, we're struggling, things like that. Do it what's comfortable for you. As I'm saying, work out where you want to go and things like that. And if you can drive, car hire, diesel's cheaper over there anyway. But then you have to factor in parking. I mean, I think Disney is $25. I think Universal's about the same. So, but the thing is, when you go to Disney, when you pay for parking, if you want to then go, say, from Magic Kingdom to Epcot, and you want to drive, your parking's still valid. Trust me, we've done so many watching of vlogs and people like that UK Disney couple. Oh my God, fantastic. If you get a chance, watch their vlogs. Not also are they funny, but they do tell you a lot that you need to know. And there's other people. If you look on our YouTube channel, you'll see who we subscribe to, people like Matt and Kelly. Matt actually gave me so many tips on driving. It's so handy because it's daunting. I've driven in Europe. This isn't Europe. It's obviously completely different and things like that. It's silly things like, I didn't know a red light, you can still turn right, go through it. I'd have been sat there like a typical Brit going, it's a red light. So bear things like that in mind. Also, do your research. There's, especially this time, obviously Thomas Cook took a lot of people. I know most of them got their money back. Just look at who you're buying with, make sure it's ATOL protected and things like that. So yeah, plan. And it's things like, for Disney, you can download the My Disney app and you think, it's a doddle. Now, because we're staying off site, we only get to book our fast passes 30 days ahead. Whereas if you're on Disney, you get 60 days and you can block it in one go. Whereas if you're off site, you have to do day book. So 30 days booked, 29 days booked, 28 days booked. May have got that wrong, but that's from what we understand. Disney dining, if you want, because like our girls wanted to have breakfast with Mickey and Minnie and all the others, we 180 days knew we had to book. Literally on 180 days, then we started looking at what we wanted to book. By 175 days, pretty much a third was sold out on the time slots. So it's like, okay. So we booked for a couple of different mornings and breakfast. And yeah, just know what you want. If you do it ahead, do your research ahead. So come 180 days, you can go, okay, we want to book with Alforno and Rapunzel. And then book the time you want and things like that. The one other thing I'll go before I bored everyone to death, Universal. Now, we looked into fast passes because we're only going there for a couple of days. We might go for longer. We have the ability to go 14 days, but we've only planned for going for a couple of days. So we thought fast passes. There's two different types of fast passes. You can buy fast passes for one ride. So one ride, and that's it, that's your fast pass card, and then you got another one. So it's one fast pass per ride. And then you can go fast pass unlimited. Oh my God, that is extortionate price. We looked at fast passes for us and the girls. Bearing in mind, Diana doesn't really like the big roller coasters and things like that. So it's like, will we make use of them? We worked out for the 2 days on unlimited fast pass. I can't see any point in getting the fast pass per ride. So the unlimited worked out nearly about $700 just for a fast pass. That's not your entry fee. You don't get Captain America coming to sing you happy birthday. That is it. You get a fast pass. So we'll queue up with the rest of the people. And then we watched, because we've got Instagram, which is I'll tell you at the end. We looked at Instagram. We follow so many different Disney and Universal pages. Someone said, don't worry, book a night with one of the 3 Universal hotels. So we looked into it. You got the Hard Rock, Polynesian, and I can't think what the third one is. So we looked into it, went to attractions tickets and went, okay, we want to book one night in a Universal hotel. And for the life of me, I can't think which one it is for the minute. But they went, okay. I went, do you get fast passes? They went, yeah. So we booked a Universal hotel and you get fast passes for 2 days. So the day before, so the arrival day and the day you leave. She said, if you go to the front desk of your hotel, you can't check in until later on in the afternoon. But they will give you your fast pass early on in the morning. So we plan on going to the hotel at 7, park the car up. We're only taking hand luggage, it's only for one night. Bearing in mind our villa's probably only 35 minutes down the road. Get your fast passes, obviously provisionally check in, and then go to Universal, which is a 4-minute walk. And then literally the next day you wake up, check out, you still get your fast pass, put your one little dilly suitcase, or knowing the girls, 400 suitcases in the car, and then go to Universal again. That cost us $313 for one night stay, which sounds a lot, but it's not, because it's a Universal hotel, but you get the 2 days fast passes. So it was saving us $400 and you get a 3 nights hotel. We didn't need it because the villa's only down the road, but we're going to stay there and we're going to make use of it, use of their pools. We can go backwards and forwards if it's hot and things like that. So if you want to do fast passes, look at booking, but bearing in mind that time of year they're booking up fast. If you book with attractions ticket, yet again you put a deposit down and you can pay off, or you can go direct with them. The pricing is pretty much the same. You get 2 days fast passing, and if you book 2 nights you get 3. If you book 3 nights you get 5. So look at how long you want to do Universal, and if it's, again, it's within your budget, because this holiday is all about what is our budget and things like that, and then what do the girls want to do and things like that. But yeah, so that's a good tip. If you want fast passes and you can afford it, book a night in the hotel, one of the 3 hotels. They do tell you in the description at the bottom. I will put a thing at the bottom by the wife will, because I don't know how to do it, on the 3 hotels: Hard Rock, the Polynesian, I can't think what the third one is, but yeah, you get 3 fast passes and that will save you money. So that's pretty much that. Then also for spending money, we were taking a certain amount in dollars and then we'll put the rest on cards. We're taking Starling. We got Starling cards, so we thought we'd put money on that, because they don't charge you, they seem to don't charge you for using abroad. So we were buying our block of dollars in small amounts at 500 a time. But bearing in mind with Brexit and now coronavirus, things like that, it's up and down like a yo-yo. At one stage we were looking at 123. I think it's up to 129 now. It's a few dollars here and there, but that can make a difference. But the key thing is budget. I think that is about it. Also, let me quickly go off camera. I'm going to show one last thing we did. We planned. Now, this is only rough, guys. So we will do a better one. So we worked out, planning is key again. So we're spending the night at Gatwick and Premier Inn. Always do when we fly, if we're flying from Gatwick. We only live 40 minutes down. It's not a million miles, but we like to be there. And our flight's early morning, so we thought book a Premier Inn for £50. It's a Premier Inn. Never had a problem with them, and you're at the airport. So if all the trains, all the motorways are blocked, you're there. Peace of mind. So we done things like, we got this monthly planner, and then obviously worked out what days we're there. So we leave for Gatwick the day before, but when we have to work, so we have to work out when we finish work and then head to the airport. And then once we're at the airport, obviously chill out, things like that. I know you can do on some things twilight checking in. I personally wouldn't. I want my bags with me until I fly, so we won't be doing things like that. And then we just planned. So off the first day you fly, that's a long flight. We obviously time difference. We leave 11 o'clock and get in at I think half 5. Obviously the time difference. So we pretty much knew by the time we go to Oceans contact centre, get a keys to the villa, find the villa and things like that. Also adjusting to drive. It's going to be one of those things. So we worked out on the first day, we're just going to do Walmarts, get a bite to eat and then chill. And then we worked out, right, so what do we want to do then? So we worked out sort of like the second day, well, it would be the second day we're in America, so we'd do Magic Kingdom, third day Animal Kingdom, fourth day, because we know the girls at some point they're going to be tired, it's a lot of walking. Make sure you've got good walking shoes. We were going to have like a half a day at Gatorland, and then say in the afternoon Disney Springs, and then we've got sort of Universal days, because obviously we had to plan our Universal days for the hotel. Then we go to SeaWorld a couple of days after, but we've done the same again. We've booked, because it's my wife's birthday, we've booked a hotel. Sounds stupid again, because it's not a million miles, but we just want something to celebrate our birthday. And we've got a few things you'll see from, we're going to be vlogging whilst we're over there. You're going to see what's happening at SeaWorld as a birthday treat. There's more than one. Can't say, because the wife will watch this vlog. And then obviously we planned other days. We've got rest days in sort of in and out of that. We can move the rest days around a little bit because the kids are going to be tired, hot. Kids are going to be kids. They're going to be whining because they're hot, tired. So we got rest days, pool days, or shopping days. I know the girls are desperate to go shopping 90% of the time if they could have it, but poor dad doesn't want to shop for half the holiday. But I've got a funny feeling I'm going to be dragged into Victoria's Secret, Michael Kors, and every other shop. So yes. Yeah. So bear that in mind. If there's any questions anyone wants to comment below, the wife will answer it. I can just about turn a phone on. So our next vlog is going to be prepping for Disney, obviously backpacks, things like that. And I'll show you the lanyards, the waterproof lanyards. And we still haven't decided, because normally we got the iPhones, normally use them for filming and cameras. We were going to take a GoPro, but we're still undecided yet, because certain rides won't let you on with them. And I particularly don't want to be walking around 90% of my holiday holding a GoPro with a stick, not looking and just looking at the camera, doing Boss I Betty. So we don't know yet. We probably will end up getting one because it's a gadget. I'll strap it to my wrist and then you'll see me screaming like a girl on most of the rides. So yeah, anything else, and then obviously if I've forgotten everything, then we'll put it in another vlog. But follow us on Life with the Murrays on Instagram, and we obviously have a YouTube channel which you're watching now, so there's no point giving me giving you that address. And we're obviously on Facebook, TripAdvisor. I can't stress enough, TripAdvisor, I think. It will help you decide, should I go for A, should I go for B? Any other questions, then drop us a line. But literally, I cannot recommend Oceans, Florida. They've been fantastic. Haven't had a problem. Haven't been there yet, so could get there and it might be a wooden shack. I hope not, because it's an expensive wooden shack. And attractionstickets.com were fine. Yet again, haven't been there. Don't know if these were just printed on a computer at home. So, all being well, haven't had a problem with either one of them companies. We're now, forgot to say in my vlog, I said we were flying Norwegian. We got an update a couple of weeks ago where we could fly with British Airways for the same price. So we jumped, because as much as we moan about British Airways, we will fly British Airways. We got it for the same price and an earlier flight. So we gained, I think, about 6 hours on Norwegian. So yeah, I forgot to put that in. No doubt I'll get told off later for not putting that in. But they do offer you upgrades sometimes, if possible. So that is it. So any other comments, put below and we will answer. And you'll see us on the next vlog of doing the prepping for Disney. And the holiday that has about 10 million plans in place. So okay, goodbye from me.
Bye bye.
And we'll see you soon.